YouTube. This is the old soldier coming back at you. Like I said today, we're going to do a gear review on my 1911. I was going to give you some range time, but I've been a little under the weather, so I didn't really go out and do any shooting today. Just because one of the days you just felt like you wanted to throw up but couldn't. Been kind of one of those days. Plus, I've been up since about 4:30 this morning. But anyway, we're going to talk about my 1911 that I've got here. As you can see, chamber's empty, no magazine in, so it's safe and cleared. Particular one I got this years ago. I say years ago, 4 years ago, from Gander Mountain when it was still Gander Mountain, and it is a Para USA made in Charlotte. The GI Expert model. Para 1911 is what it's called. I really love this handgun. It's one of my favorites in my group of handguns that I own. Now, when I bought it, it came with some black checkered hand grips, and they were okay, but I kind of like the classic wood walnut stained finish. So I went online, and I think I got these from, I want to say it was World War Supply, or it was Military Supply. One of the two is where I ordered these from. They fit great, didn't have to modify them or anything, and to me, it just really makes the piece stand out. As you can see, kind of got that, the classic GI look with the brown hand grips, or so I think. Now, the difference being here is that these have more modern sights on it than the original GI models from actually since 1911 when they were made. What I've done on mine, if you see the dots, these came with standard white dots, but I've taken luminous paint and put in there and then coated it with clear fingernail polish. That way, I don't know if you can see it glowing a little bit right there, but it gives me the opportunity to have some night vision type or night sight type capability. I'm trying to remember where I bought the paint from, but anyway, you just take a little on the end of a toothpick, put in there, and then go over it with some clear fingernail polish. And right now, it looks like I need to go back over them again. And you see the white. I was doing some experimenting with crayons. You can take crayons if you got imprints like that, and you rub it on there, and you take a little WD-40 and wipe off the excess. This is kind of worn off from being drawn and used so much, but I thought it was cool at the time. I've done it with several of my other firearms just for grins and giggles. It doesn't really damage it. It sits in there for a while and eventually falls out. But anyway, my Para 1911 GI Expert model. It has this, as you can see, kind of hollowed out hammer. It's okay. It's not the traditional GI model type. I've thought about replacing it with one like that. But it's comfortable, pull back, cock, that kind of thing. And again, I think the price point on this pistol was about $750 when I bought it new with 2 magazines. I think it was $750. It might have been $700 even. It's been a few years back. My memory ain't as what it used to be. But again, standard .45 caliber bullet. Now, with that being said, I eventually want to purchase an Auto Ordnance GI model handgun because they've kind of got it back down to the traditional GI lines. I love that style of 1911. At the time I was shopping, this was kind of a gift for myself. I had just gotten some good news of a financial sort, and so this was kind of a self-reward for that. So that's why I broke down and bought this one, because at the time I'd get caught my eye when I was walking by the counter. Just plain and simple. But it shoots well, and I promise I'll do a video of me on the range shooting this, hopefully in the near future. Like I said, I hadn't been feeling too well today. For whatever reason, whatever's caused me to not feel so well. I'll just blame the Gulf War syndrome, because it's some of the stuff, that's what it feels like. That we had a lot of rain last night. Some backside of my range is still kind of swampy, so I didn't want to be swamping out, tromping right in there. I had 22 years of being miserable. I don't need any more practice, folks. Yeah, spent 16 years in the field artillery, so yeah, I've had enough practice at being miserable. Don't need any more. But anyway, it's a good firearm. I can't say enough about it. When I shoot, I get good groupings with it. Smooth action, real nice trigger pull. I love how this feels in my hand. It's well balanced. I do carry this occasionally. I don't carry it every day, especially in light of some other things I've been reading on. And so if you don't know it, and I'm kind of getting off tangent of what the video is originally about, but if you carry concealed, in the state of North Carolina, you have to have a permit in order to carry concealed legally. Which some states allow constitutional carry, so either way it goes. But when you carry concealed or carry even open, God forbid you get into a situation where you have to use your firearm in self-defense. Sadly enough, it happens, and Americans have to do that. I mean, people have to do that, and what's going to happen 9 out of 10 times probably is if you discharge your firearm in self-defense, your firearm's going to be, there's a good chance your firearm will be confiscated or held in evidence until whatever trials or investigations are complete. And it could sit there for years, if not, months, if not years. And chances are that local police department's not going to take as good a care of it as you would because it's your firearm. I'm trying to remember the article I read or was it a video? I can't remember which, but the gentleman that was giving it spoke on the fact that if the police confiscate your firearm, carry a firearm that is good, accurate, you can handle, of a good caliber, but economical. In other words, if you discharge a firearm, you don't want to lose your $1,200, $1,300 Kimber when you could have been carrying a Smith & Wesson Shield or what have you. And I'm not knocking the price point on Smith & Wesson Shield. I have a 45 Shield and love it. My point being is, you might lose your Cadillac of guns when you could have given up your Ford Escort. It's the best analogy I can give you. So I don't carry this all the time, but I do put it on my hip occasionally. When I go, I usually take this and I carry about 2 magazines in one end. So I usually have about 22 rounds on me when I carry this when I go out. But again, it's a classic. I love it. Love the shape. Love the lines. Good, clean, smooth lines. I can't say enough about this handgun. And like I said, I eventually plan to get an Auto Ordnance GI model. At least that's my game plan. If I ever get enough dollars put away for one, just to add to my collection. And that'd probably be my last handgun purchase I make in a while. And it might be sometime down the road before I do it. So hopefully the laws don't change too much between now and then. But anyway, folks, this takes the standard 45 magazines. Okay, when I bought this firearm, it came with 2 8-round magazines. It had a little, God, I can't think today, saved my life. I had a little piece on the bottom of the magazine, I guess acts as an extension. It kind of sticks just a little below. I kind of like the, when you put a magazine in, I like that flush. That's just me. Don't know why, but there it is with a 45. I like a good bottom flush magazine. That's kind of a silly reason, it's the aesthetics, but that's just, like I said, just me. I've got 3 holsters for this. I've got this one, which I can wear inside or outside the waistband. I've got another outside the waistband, and then, I decided, well, why not? And I want to say it was World War Supply and bought a cavalry flapped holster for this. And it was a holster designed from about, I want to say 1914 onwards that they issued to the cavalry. They stopped making them probably about 1943, 44, when they went to the standard flap holster. But that'll be another video for another time on some of my reproduction World War II gear. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. If you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe and like button below. Post a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want to hear me talk about versus what I'm not talking about. You know, you the viewer, if you tell me what it is you want to see, I'll do my best to make that happen, folks. But with that being said, as always, you know, look at the charities I support, tunnelstotowers.org. Give to those folks what they do each and every day, you know, helping out our veterans, law enforcement, first responders, for those families that have lost someone in the line of duty. And if that one doesn't appeal to you, you know, there's several others out there, but that one's near and dear to me. Reach out and give them a hand, folks, if you can. Help me out, buy my book, Thoughts of an Old Soldier. It's available on Amazon. If the link that's down below doesn't work, just go into Amazon, go in their search menu and type in Thoughts of an Old Soldier. The book ought to pop up. You know, hey, order one for your uncle. You know, you might have an uncle that's a veteran that might appreciate some of my poetry. I'd really appreciate it. And also my t-shirts, sweatshirts on Teesprings. You know, go to the link below, check me out there. Get one of my shirts, please. I'd really appreciate it if you help me out, folks. Because if I can start getting some things coming in, I can start doing more with this channel, and we can go from there. But as always, and finally in closing, if you don't know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, I highly encourage you to come to know Him as your personal Savior. Let Him into your life, because He'll change your life forever. I promise you that. Now, He didn't promise us better roses here on earth, but He did promise to be with us till He called us home, until He calls us back home, and I firmly believe that, folks. But with that being said, God bless. Have a great day. Old Soldier out.